Good day and welcome to Almujahb Tech Cybersecurity. In our last discussion, we discussed about passive and active reconnaissance. Now that we all know what a passive and active reconnaissance is, and I promise in our last discussion that I will drop some search engines that are mainly for passive reconnaissance. But before we move on, I would like to remind you that hacking is illegal unless you are authorized. Only hack what you own, cause hacking is illegal in every jurisdiction and it is punishable by law unless you are authorized. Today, we are going to discuss about tools. Let me give you an instance for you to comprehend what we are about to discuss. It is just like an engineer or a constructor who wants to construct a building. The first stage of it is to sketch the plan. After sketching the plan, in the plan, you will have your bedroom, your sitting room, your kitchen, your toilet, and so on. After having your plan, the next thing is to think about the tools to put together in order to form the building. And they have different type of tools such as shovel. Actually, I don't really know much about their tools because that's not my profession. I'm just giving that as an instance. They have the plan. After having the plan, now they gather the tools to form the building. Same thing is applicable to cybersecurity. We need tools. After the first stage, which is very important, that I said is information gathering. After gathering your information, just like a constructor who wants to construct a building, he sketch the plan. He now look for a tools to make it a real building. Same thing is applicable to cybersecurity. You gather information. After information gathering, you now look for tools to implement the information you gathered. We are going to discuss about passive reconnaissance tools, which is also known as OSINT, open source intelligence. They are open source intelligence. Just like the name, the source is open to everyone who wants to gather information. That is why it was called or named OSINT, Open Source Intelligence Tools. We have types of open source intelligence tools, which are social media, Martego, Shodan, Sherlock, Spiderfoot, and so on. In our discussion for today, we are going to pick one out of the above mentioned open source intelligence tools, which is social media. Social media, just like I said in our last discussion, is also open source intelligence tools where you can gather information about someone. Imagine you want to gather information about someone. You visited social media, one of those social medias, such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Now you have the username of the persons which you found on his or her social media account. After having the username, you still have access to some of information such as date of birth, occupation, some little bio about the persons, his educations, his profession, and so on. Now you've gathered information about the persons. Let's assume that you want to hack the account. Now you have the username of the persons. For instance, you have the username of a person's, which is Facebook. On your web browser, you open Facebook and you arrive at the login page, which you have the username and the password. Now, you input the person's username in the area of the username, which Facebook will accept either username or Gmail of the persons, then the password. Now you have the username with you. You supply the username. Now it remains the password. This is where password guessing comes in. And we've discussed about password layers and the security of password. Now the person have your username, it remains password. Started guessing. Since I know the username, now it remains the password. Started guessing different type of password. One thing that is very important in hacking is that you are communicating with server. So you need to listen to the response you are getting from the server, because it's very important. It will give you insights to what you are doing. After supplying the username on the username feed, then you get the password, and from the server you get a response saying the username or password is invalid. It automatically means that the username and the password doesn't exist at all. But after supplying the username and the guest password, and you get a response from the server that either username or password is incorrect, that means one of the two information that was supplied is correct. So that's where we stop for today. In our next discussion, we are still going to discuss much about open source intelligence tools. And let me remind you once again, hacking is illegal and it is punishable by law. If you want Almujahb Tech Cybersecurity to create awareness for your organization about digital security, we are available. And if you want to enroll in our academy, we are available also. We have a lot of flyers on our social media handle which describes our services. Have a nice day. Goodbye.